There's data from Kellogg University that says if you have a group of 6 people in a meeting, typically 3 of those people will speak 70% of the time. Have you ever encountered that in a meeting? People are like, yes, I'm bossing over this meeting. No one else is going to speak. Anyone in here who is that boss? Okay, fair enough, fair enough. At least you know self-awareness is a good thing. So the point is, we want to make sure that we create environments where even the bosses who love to speak all the time, they find a way to open things up for other people. I was doing a session for the healthcare company, AbbVie, and I was talking to one of their executives. And what he does is he says to his team, right, I'm going to share, I think we should do this thing, but I want everyone here to tell me one reason why it's not going to work. So he still gets to share what he loves to do, but he's empowering his people to push back, to express dissent. A lot of us don't like that. People don't like pushback, do they? Oh, my idea's being rejected. Oh, they didn't like it. It feels very uncomfortable. But we talk about in diversity and inclusion being comfortable with feeling uncomfortable, right? So there are a number of ways that you can still share. If you're those bosses, talking to you a little bit now, you can still be that boss and share, but you can empower other people to share their opinions and their ideas too. So you might say, as this guy did, right, tell me why my idea won't work. Or you might say, okay, for every person who shares an idea for why this thing should work, I want you to also share why it might not work. Because this gets people thinking very critically. But what I want to do now, we'll do an exercise, and this is just you sharing with a neighbour. And I'd like you to share what your own experiences are of those 3 things I talked about: code switching, covering, groupthink. Most people will say, I've had to do it in some organisations. And there's always a few, and it's typically men, but not always, but typically men. And they'll say, no, I've never had to be anything other than who and what I am, right? So if you're one of those people who's never had to switch and change, I want you to really think about listening extra hard to the experiences of the people you talk to so that you really get to know what it feels like to have to switch up your behavior, switch up your clothing, switch up who you are just to function at work.